So I think we're finally starting to slowly see some great powers emerge. I mean, we're still really a long ways away, but France and Russia seem to be definitely kind of in the top five. I mean, that definitely depends on what happens to Poland. Obviously, Poland at 3 cities is not going to be doing so well. I'm actually really excited at the possibility of having these Ottomans, the Ottomans being really, really strong. It really depends now that because the Ottomans have decided to settle north of the Black Sea, they're very vulnerable to an attack from Russia. But the longer that Solomon stays alive, the longer he'll have more ranged boats. And with ranged boats, he'll be able to really protect himself. Right now, he still has the regular triremes, I believe that's how you pronounce it, that are not ranged. They're melee units. So they won't, I mean, they'll be able to take back a city, I guess, quite easily. But yeah, the Ottomans could really pose that third threat inside of this region. Imagine Poland falling to both France and Russia, and then if the Ottomans were to grab a few more cities, maybe take some things away from Persia, they could really pose that second threat. Especially, like I said, I mean, if they survive to the late game and they have a bunch of battleships in the Black Sea, oh my gosh. Yeah, they wouldn't be able to really do much offensively, but they'd be able to defend the heck out of these cities because they'd be able to attack, range attack 3 tiles away. It also depends on where oil is, but we'll see about that. Carthage could still pose a pretty big threat, but Carthage seems to have been pretty Actually, you know what? The Ottomans could be the ones to take over Carthage. Seems like the Carthaginians are not worried about building a navy, which is a problem. They shouldn't be doing that. And now that the Carthaginians have taken over Harar, the former Ethiopian city, so bam. Oh, whoa, no way. No way. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Mexico just totally swooped in on this city and destroyed the CSA last second. They just declared the war and then bam, swoops. They just swooped in. Who else was involved in that? Is that Argentina? Yeah, so Argentina and Mexico might be working together because they both declared on the CSA. Rio de Janeiro still is not fallen yet. They have not fallen yet. Champa in Egypt declaring war. Polynesian Egypt and India and Polynesia. I can't believe that. Right when they declared war, boom. Because we saw that more than likely, I think the CSA destroyed an American melee unit. So they had range attack, and Richmond was at 0 health. If they hold on to this city with 7 population, I mean that's a big, big pickup for Mexico. And now it allows for maybe that third power that North America desperately needs. Either Polynesia needs to settle more in the Pacific, which it looks like they might, but they might not be going that right way. We'll see. But we needed to see that. That also really kind of keeps the powers down. If that would have been a big pickup for the Americans if they picked up Richmond. Okay, so who is this? India declaring war on Great Britain. Gandhi and Churchill going at it. We have India going after Poland. Denmark. Okay, actually, I'm sorry. These are people going after India. I'm saying that the wrong way. A few people are going after Egypt too. So this is the point in the game. This is the stage in the game where everyone is going to start to declare war on the guys that are lacking behind, the guys that are only at a few cities. Ottomans, really? Did you really need to join in? Oh, boom, that's it. Okay, so India's done. Mumbai and this other city, this former Mongolian city, is going to be taken over. More than likely by the Mongolians. We'll see. There's an infrastructure in place, so they'll be able to bring over reinforcements quite quickly. Persia and Poland have pieced out. We've got India and the Champa. No borders, though. They don't have borders. There's no direct front between those two nations, so I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, everyone's going to be declaring war on Arabia, on Egypt. Didn't realize that Elephantine had been settled. Ethiopia might be the ones to pick up these 2 final cities, or the Congo. Congo have really built up a lot of troops, and I think that's why the Zulu are a little bit afraid of the Congo. They don't want to go to war. Everything is quite messy, though. I think, so France is still technically going after Poland, which could leave maybe, I mean, look at Paris. Paris is completely vulnerable to an attack, but I don't know if Spain is willing to try something like that. I don't even know if they'd get their units over there. Great Britain has certainly somewhat reinforced leads, so that's a start. I mean, good for them. Hey, they tried. They're trying. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully Mexico continues to colonize and continues to dominate the Gulf of Mexico, or just move down, settle the Panama Canal. That would also be great. And Argentina, I don't think is going to be able to get the job done for Rio de Janeiro. It's kind of a battle. This is going to really make the sides a lot more even. Oh, Argentina has 5 cities. Colombia's got 4. So if Colombia can pick this up, that would be big, because then you're talking about South America divided completely in half. So that would be entertaining to keep an eye on. We'll see about that, though. I don't know what France is trying to do. Let's also keep in mind Mongolia is going to be going in for their attack of India. Wait a second. Did the Champa... that's right. The Champa do have a border with India. The southern city of Delhi. Siam and Vietnam. When did that war get declared? That war must have been declared a long time ago. They just now are going after Hanoi. So Hanoi might be banished to Saigon. I'm thinking in the islands. That'd be a big pickup for Siam. Siam desperately needs this. In order for them to be established as a nation, I mean, this is what they need. Mongolia is at 5 cities. Persia not doing bad either, but they've got to really connect their empire if they want to be more stable. Right now, they're a little bit too big, and if they can hold on to these cities for a long enough time, Persia's going to be able to become a pretty good power, but they've got to settle more cities, connect the cities that are north of the Caspian Sea. Oracle's been built by Australia. The Ottomans need to do something. They can't stay at peace. Arabia's peaced out with Persia. So now Persia's got the opportunity to maybe grab the Suez Canal and control the movement between... Well, technically it's not guaranteed because Medina or Mecca hasn't picked up the tiles northeast of the Ethiopian capital. But if they do, they need to pick up both of them, by the way, which I don't know. It's not really likely, I don't believe. But if it happens, then yeah, they'd be able to control the movement between the Indian Ocean and the Mediterranean. It's a very, very key point. It'd be an incredibly key point for late game. Is there anything else that's going on? India might take over the city from the Champa as India loses their 2 northern colonies. I don't think Siam is going to get the job done unless they reinforce long enough. What is with these road gore? Look at this road gore. Oh my gosh, we have yet to see road gore like this from Siam, or from any nation for that matter. Look at this. This is terrible. Jeez, fix the road gore. Maybe it's because of all the rivers. The AI was like, I don't like all these rivers. I want bridges. That could be it. I don't know. Mongolia hasn't launched their attack, and neither has Russia. Russia's not decided what they want to do, even though Poland is very weak. Unfortunately, Solomon took too long to attack Italy. Italy's really rebuilt quite a bit. Carthage still holds, by the way, the city just north of Ashanti. Spain is pieced out with Carthage, so that's going to free up Spain to maybe do more what they like. Hope Cuba has an interesting game. I really hope Cuba does something here. Hopefully they have an impact. Seems as though Canada would be able to take on the Americas right now, but they're pretty similar. There we go. Okay, so good. Good. Polynesia's doing what I wanted them to do in the first place. Just settle along North America. You know, cause a threat. Don't let these civs be able to do whatever they want. That's such a big pickup for Mexico. Cannot believe that happened. 7 population for an empire that, you know, that's almost as big as their second city. And that was a really big pickup. As well as look at all these, they had some interesting, unique trading improvements, or whatever you want to call them. Interesting tile improvements. I'm sorry, trading improvements. Like I said, everyone's going after Egypt. But until someone like Ethiopia or the Zulu goes after Egypt, I don't think it's going to happen. And right now, those 2 civs I think are still at war. But maybe not. Ethiopia's really rebuilt, and it's kind of too late. So I don't think we're going to see as dominant of a Zulu. Maybe a lot of people predicted it. I know a lot of people predicted it, actually. People remember the days of the Zulu Empire consistently dominating these AI-only campaigns. I don't know if it's going to happen this time because they've been too friendly towards the Congo. They've allowed the Congo to rebuild too much of their military. And there was really no easy spot for them to attack the Ethiopians. And now, actually, in fact, it doesn't even matter if there was an easy spot to attack the Ethiopians because Ethiopia's really constantly, not constantly, has really just rebuilt the military. And they have surrounded the capital, and they've got lots of ranged units, and they're super defensive now, which is exactly what they need. Lots of border gore going on in North Africa. China is pieced out. There goes the deal between Ethiopia and the Zulu, which frees up these 2 civs to probably do something else. Now, if anything, I think we might see the Zulu go after Congo. Here's the thing about the Congo. They could take over the Congo capital quite easily, I would say, but all the other Congo cities, very hard to take. For the Zulu, that is. This city won't fall. Longo. Way too difficult for an AI to take. Not this early in the campaign, I believe. You're going to need a lot of range units. Artillery, maybe even. That's going to be too difficult, I think. But we'll see. We'll see. And the Congo got a big military with roads and a road system. They could, quickly go down south and probably reinforce that region. So now what does France do? France might be taking a small turn off. Carthage and Arabia, okay, so that might be interesting. We also have the Zulu in Arabia. We'll see if the Zulu actually get over this way. Bam! All right, and exactly the Civ that needed to take over Rio de Janeiro took over Rio de Janeiro, and we are going to see a very divided in half Latin America now. It's going to be interesting to watch this, especially because Colombia can still colonize. It can still colonize this region. Mexico doesn't seem interested in this. So they could equally get the same amount of cities up, but they got to go fast. This city's at 7. Buenos Aires is at 17 pop. How did they get that? Lots of food, I'm guessing. Obviously, Drew. but we'll see whenever this continental war breaks out. That will eventually happen. Again, Mexico still hasn't decided on what they want to do. We have America going after another city. 6 cities will be on the horizon for them. Korea building up their turtle ships. Siam was not able to take over Hanoi, and India will grab, I think, southern Delhi. I think they're going to be able to do it. Well, it might take till the second turn. It might take the second turn, but they'll be able to do it, I think. Unless, well, maybe not. There are multiple range attacks they can get on that swordsman. We have Arabia and Siam piecing out. India and Ashanti, Mali and Ashanti, and China and Ashanti. Ashanti is still trying to take back, I think, that city that Carthage had took back. We'll see. I thought for a second they were going to see a really powerful Ashanti, but I guess not. Okay, let's see the rebuttal that the Champa are going to do. If they attack the right units, they could be really successful here. Ooh, Siam's starting to build up a navy. Siam has a huge army. They're just not attacking the right civ. They've got to attack the Champa. They've got to take over the Champa capital. Ooh, and what is this? I don't know these leaders, and I'm unfamiliar. I believe, oh my gosh, what is this? Okay, so the Champa didn't attack the right nation, or the right unit, I apologize, the swordsman that India controls. Hold on, I gotta figure out who this is. I am unfamiliar. It looks like Mexico versus Cuba, and Cuba did settle New Island. Good for them. So this was a war declared by Mexico on Cuba. So we'll see how that goes. Cuba doesn't have too many range units. This might be very distracting for the Mexican... I'm sorry, it doesn't look like Mexico has too many naval units. This might be distracting for the Mexican Empire. Okay, so India desperately needed this as they lose these 2 cities. More than likely, as they eventually lose these 2 cities. This will definitely give them a little bit more power, obviously. And it might be able to hold back the Siamese. Because Siam is... I still think Siam's going to be able to do something here. They just got to get the ball rolling. I still haven't done anything with the spies. I'm sorry. I should be doing something with the spies, but I don't I don't know what to do with the spies. They don't tell us that much, and I don't even know where to send them to in the first place. There goes the peace deal. I'm so shocked that Milan and Italy has really kind of rebuilt this military, but at the same time, I'm also very scared for most of the world. This Ottoman nation is looking really strong. And as, like I said, I mean, as the Ottomans continue to survive, naval units are only going to get better and better, and that's when you have to really fear the Ottomans. Because I guarantee you the Black Sea is going to be completely filled with units. That's when Carthage has to worry about the Ottomans too. Because the Carthaginians are going to be worried about Spain at the same time. Spain and Morocco, they've got way too many possible threats to them. As well as, I mean, now they've got a finger in the continent in the region of Sub-Saharan Africa. So I think the Carthaginians might be spread a little bit too thin here. There's too many possible wars for them to get themselves into. Ooh, okay, so there's going to be a race to see who can take over Italy. France, I think, is going to do the most damage, but Carthage might be the one to sneak in. It'd be very interesting to see Carthage grab Milan. That would pose pretty huge threats. But again, I mean, Carthage has spread themselves pretty thin. Indonesia and Vietnam. Yeah, Indonesia actually has quite a few troops. Indonesia has a few troops going after Vietnam. Surprised at that. I didn't think we were going to see something like that. Siam must be doing a lot of damage. So Siam does have their war elephants, or I don't believe they're called war elephants. They're pretty much war elephants. The Indians have the war elephants, I believe. A couple of announcements. I apologize, I didn't even get to take a look at like the diplomatic relationships that happened early on. I'm just so used to just hitting next turn, going quickly through it. Okay, so Mexico's not going to be able to do anything against Cuba. Cuba's going to survive, which is good. I didn't want to see them get destroyed that fast. More civs need to play a role in the New World anyways, as we've lost 2 so far in the New World. But then again, we have a new player with Polynesia. Polynesia's only at 8 pop. Oh, and Polynesia's going after Indonesia now. Indonesian region. Oh, man. Polynesia, that's just their problem, man. They spread themselves too thin and they become annoying. That's usually why I don't include Polynesia. They were necessary for this campaign, but that's usually why I don't. Okay, so Italy is sending up troops towards the French region. I don't think they realize that Carthage is going to come very hard through the Adriatic Sea. I don't think they're expecting this. How is India looking? They're looking okay. Have they lost these cities up here yet? No. Mongolia's taking their time. They've been taking their sweet, sweet time. Denmark finally getting another city. There you go. Going after Sweden. I mean, Denmark still has an opportunity of being strong if France lets them. I mean, actually, it would still be very difficult for an AI, I think, to take over these 2 cities without a massive navy. With a massive navy, you could do it. Great Britain could possibly do it, but we'll see. We'll see if they can make that happen. I'm not sure. I also want to see exactly how much Carthage... I want to see who's going to take over this Italian city. I do not think it's going to be France. I think it will be Carthage. And this would cause for a big threat. At the same time, though, we could also see the Ottomans join in and take this, and that would be huge for them, giving them an additional coastal city. Yeah, that would have some major implications. And yeah, no, Ashanti's not giving up. They're just continuing to go after the Carthage, the city that Carthage has taken over from the Ashanti, formerly of Mali. So now we have the Congo going after the Mali Empire. We might see Morocco join in as well. It looks like Morocco has some troops nearby. Cities we like to all visit. Mali's #1 with the most amount of tourism. Then it's Siam, tied for second with a lot of other civs. I'm not even going to mention all the civs that are involved in that. Spain might be having the same problem that Portugal had in the previous campaign. Spain isn't really colonizing. They're not going after Iberia. Iberia is completely open for colonization. They're going to allow someone else to grab that area. Bam. Now Australia's settled Tasmania. Good for them. Oh, okay, so the Zulu just declared war on the Congo. This could lead to a really, really bad thing. If the Zulu, well, it depends. Where is the AI going to begin their siege? Is it going to be on this city or this city? If it's for the capital, they'll have success. The Australians are doing really good. I'm actually shocked. I think we might see a very powerful Australia, but we still need to see them actually go to war. And until they go after like the island of like Papua New Guinea, like the modern day Papua New Guinea island, I don't know if we're going to see much of that. Everyone going after Arabia, but nobody close by. If Australia gets... It just really depends. I think they could colonize this entire location, and then maybe eventually go after Indonesia, play a role in Asian lands, but we will see. There it goes. There goes Ethiopia and Arabia. So Ethiopia will take over Arabia, I think, and then the Congo-Zulu War is the big development, but we'll see what happens in the next video, because I'm going to have to stop right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.